This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome. It's the Close the Deal show. I'm your host, Terrence McCray. Every week, we like to educate the public in business, connect professionals, and share strategies in how to close a business deal. The show also raises and discusses civic issues facing our cities and nation. We also spotlight entrepreneurs, small businesses, and nonprofit organizations. And if you're looking for strategies, resources, or connections to help you scale your business, seek development, organization, or leadership career skills, then you're in the right place. Thank you for joining us today. Today's sponsor is Nina Taylor. She is founder and CEO of The Sweet Faith, specializing in hospitality services for clients needing temporary housing. And she consults real estate companies entering into the short-term housing market to generate ongoing revenue. After 20 years in property management and corporate housing, she decided to take her skills and create a quality boutique style service that offers clients to feel like they are always the priority when needing a temporary home. Clients range from entrepreneurs, small business, startups, and base organizations and minority executives. Services range from securing short-term housing, assisting with hospitality, furnished apartments, and programs depending on the brand the client is creating. Her goal is to make whatever the service housing need is that it will be met by herself or her network of industry leaders so every client is treated with the proper service they deserve. Our first speaker is the sponsor, Nina Taylor.
Thank you, Terrence. I'm actually going to share my screen now. Okay, can everyone see that? Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Again, as Terrence stated, I'm Nina Taylor, founder and CEO of The Sweet Faith. I specialize in temporary housing, and I also help create short-term apartment programs. This has been a labor of love for 2 years, so I'm actually excited to share this information with you guys because it has truly been a whirlwind in regards to how it's grown and transpired. And most importantly, I've really been listening to my client. So some of the questions actually that Terrence wants us to answer, I'm going to actually implement it within kind of my short presentation that I'm going to do. I love that I do short-term housing and I have a short presentation. So basically, I don't know how many of you guys know what corporate housing is, but it's basically furnished apartments. I know in Europe, they say serviced apartments, but it's really all about making sure that all of the needs are taken care of when a client first walks in. So I'm actually, I don't know why it's not letting me go to the next slide, so I'm gonna shrink it and then I'm gonna go. Okay, I think you can see it from there. I'll just leave it on this screen just to make sure I can go to the next one. So there's 3 different parts now to my company that have transpired. I first started it in 2018 with just wanting to do furnished housing. I have been in furnished apartments for over 20 years through property management and through corporate housing providers. I noticed their services, and of course, I abided by the corporate rules. But being that it's my company now, and I'm an entrepreneur and I can do what I want, I really wanted to assist clients the way that I wanted to assist them and not just close deals. I know how to close a deal. That I got. That's why I'm on the show. But for me, it was about understanding the client's needs to another level. So I like to keep my company on a boutique scale. I don't want to make people feel like they're a number. So the most important thing is I want when they walk in that it's not just any other corporate apartment that they're going into, but it looks like something that they want to stay in because I listen to their needs and I'm valuing their actual client services. So here's 3 different examples of some housings that I've actually not only stayed in myself, but that I put my clients in. I am based in Houston, Texas, but at the time of starting my career, I was between Dallas and New York for 13 years. And now that I'm here, I do everything from the US, UK, and I've done a couple of things actually in Ghana so far. So these are just some of the examples of the different styles and types that some of my clients are looking for. And they normally range 30 plus days, but I've done 6 months, I've done 12 months. It all depends on the contract that the company or the client needs. So it's really thinking about not just their needs, but if they have their spouses coming, if they have, pets, and different styles of where the job is going to be. So like for some of my government contracts, if they're over there and they're on the base, I kind of want to put them more downtown so they get kind of that feel of not just being a guest, but actually someone who wants to stay permanently in their home, work out in the gym there, have all of the facilities and things like that. So it's real fun. Now, the second part of what I do kind of organically transpired because this was a referral off of another client. They was working with this real estate developer. He reached out to me and asked me about my services to see if I could help them with their program. So this one in particular I'm doing right now in Dallas, Texas. It's through a company called Layers. They're backed by HLC Equity. They do residential and commercial real estate. So they wanted to diversify their portfolio. Of course, who wants to do that during COVID? But it's actually the perfect time because people are buying. So it worked out great. So this is one of the first programs that I actually got to do from start to finish. And I got to actually help plan out everything from furnishings to actually helping on site with their training and developing them from just multifamily into corporate housing, because it is completely different stuff when it comes to terms and conditions and fair housing, and putting that whole program together. So it has been a true labor of love to do this. So these are examples of some of the housings that I actually helped design and put together, which I can pat on my back for. So really nice, really chic, really simple. But again, it's all about listening to their client because the real estate developer is my client, so listening to them. So it also really helped me kind of hone in on how to be that entrepreneur and how to really grow and scale the business. So that leads me to the next point, and that's the ebook that I'm actually launching in less than a month. So the first year was crazy and disturbing, especially when I saw my bank account. But I ended up actually investing $600 back into my company, and within 6 months, I made 6 figures. So of course, I'm one of those people, I like to share. So when it's time to share and I finally figured out how to do certain things, I want to alert people how to do that. So it's pretty basic kind of coaching of how you can create profits without real estate in this industry. So I have no inventory still to this day. I have no investors still to this day, and I do not have a real estate license. And I was still able in this industry to actually make a profit of that much by relationships, consulting, scaling, and actually putting some proper protocols in play. So I have that coming out soon. And of course, if you would like to get in touch with me, that is my information. You can go to the website to actually get on my email list, to actually be one of the first to get that information. To set up, of course, a free consultation to know a little bit more about what I do in my services and how I can just be more of an impact for you guys. So I think I answered pretty much everything. I will say during this COVID time, it has been crazy, especially in my industry. But the one thing that has helped me stay afloat and keep going through a trying time is listening to my clients. I cannot tell you how valuable that is when you actually listen to them and pay attention to their needs. So it's definitely been a pleasure. Of course, I enjoy always coming on with the Close the Deal show with Terrence and you guys, seeing the old and new faces. So if you need business services, have questions about anything, I'm always working because now I really enjoy what I do. So please reach out to me. I'd love to work with any of you guys. I will make sure I put my information in the chat as well.
Thank you, Mrs. Taylor. Our next speaker is Miss Luis Mendoza.
Hello, Terrence, and thank you so much for welcoming me to your amazing show. Nina, thank you for being our sponsor. Always good to see my sister from another mister, as I like to call her. I'm so proud of you, of everything you're doing. And well, if I may, I would like to share my screen so that I can share with you guys a little bit of what I'm doing. So do you guys see my presentation? Yeah? All right.
Not yet.
Do you guys see it now?
Yes.
Fantastic. We are in business. So my name is Luisa Mendoza. I am associate producer of The Social Movement and founder and CEO of Global Tourism, Sports, and Entertainment. My strategic vision is to lead with passion and serve with purpose. I want to help businesses and individuals scale their brands and have exponential growth. My strategy, especially during COVID-19, has been to pivot and diversify my portfolio. I have come to a realization that I am going to be a victor and not a victim because COVID-19 happened for us and not to us. And as someone who, just in the name of my company, Global Tourism, Sports, and Entertainment, as you guys can clearly put 1 + 1 together, my business was immediately impacted when literally sports and tourism came to a complete stop. I realized that the one thing that Tony Robbins, Mark Cuban, Oprah Winfrey had in common was, and Elon Musk, was that they all had a diversified portfolio and that they were not putting all of their eggs in one basket. And so that is the name of the game, guys. And so I was open to the universe. I prayed and I asked for my portfolio to be able to grow and shift. And while sports and tourism comes back, and I had the wonderful opportunity to come on set as an associate producer of The Social Movement. With this amazing show that is going to launch next year, we are literally getting rid of some of the world's biggest problems through this Amazon docuseries. And I am here to be of service to all of you by giving you a once in a lifetime opportunity to be a part of a TV show that is literally going to change the world. So what does this all mean? We are on a mission to do the impossible. This show was engineered by Elon Musk. Think crazy, think big, think of the impossible. And it's literally 4 days on set to change the world, where 60 people from all over will come together in Montreal this October. They will be divided in groups of 10. So that's 6 groups divided in groups of 10. And each team will be given a huge, huge task, which will be eradicating women inequality, racism, cyberbullying, pandemics, mental illness, and education reform. It will be 500 million impressions on Amazon, iTunes, Roku, and the H2H network. So think of the impossible, right? And that is what the show is going to be all about. And so I would actually like to go ahead and show you guys a quick clip, if this would allow me to get out of here. But let's see, let me go through the whole PowerPoint and then I'll show, it's just 2 more slides and then I'll try to do the video for you guys to see the clip. So what I'm looking for CEOs, I'm looking for entrepreneurs, for investors, for founders, for people that have the following: 1, the mental genius to do the impossible, but 2, that have a heart, that have hit rock bottom at some point of their life, that have had a traumatic experience that has led them to lead with courage, that has allowed them to become the amazing CEO leader that they are today, right? So this is who we're looking for. So that if any of this resonates with you, I am going to put my chat in, I'm going to put my chat right here. I'm going to send it and you guys will be able to see that. And then let me go ahead and go to the next slide, but it's not letting me. So here's all my contact, and I just posted it all in the information. I am going to try to get out of this. Let's see. Okay, I think we got this. And let's try this. If you guys can hear this clip. Let's see if we have luck.
My name is Mr. Knight. I come to you with one question. If you had 4 days to change the world, what would you do?
True genius is the one that enables the genius in others. I will tell you, at some of our most difficult moments is when the human potential and the human genius has an opportunity to show up.
What if I give you 4 days? 4 days where you can drop everything and just dare to dream.
You have 13-year-olds up to 65-year-olds competing at the same level.
What a surprise when the 4th team showed up.
But I had no idea it was going to be little hungry geniuses. Whose kids are these?
At this age, I was playing Donkey Kong.
I was worried about my kids getting hit at party.
These guys don't know any limits yet. And we're playing with God, we're playing with Mother Nature.
Uh-oh.
The goal was, how do we solve the world's most important problem?
Stopping a hurricane from making landfall, I was overwhelmed.
The challenge was pretty daunting. It's achieving 100% literacy for children all around the world. How can we provide wireless electricity to everyone, everywhere?
Imagine if we could just all be best friends and then continue changing the world. So imagine for the rest of our lives, we just like hug out together, pick the problem, and then work on it and solve it and execute it. And that's how we live. My heart is really in this. If you have passion, you've got drive, and you've got a mission, anything's possible.
This was about solving some of the world's most pressing issues, the issues of our time.
Who doesn't want to get on board with making the world a better place? We're challenging each other in the best way possible.
That doesn't mean that they're going to win this competition.
Also, we're done.
So, who is ready to come and change the world with me? Thank you so much. If you are interested to make history together and do the impossible, I look forward to speaking with you. We are going to film in October, so we are literally wrapping up last cast members and sponsors. So I look forward to connecting with all of you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay. My apologies.
I'm trying to get out, but I don't know.
Hold on.
Let me try to.
For whatever reason.
There we go.
Yeah, I want to thank you. I apologize for the little delay. There's always going to be Wi-Fi problems with today's technology. However, Ms. Mendoza, that was not only an excellent presentation, but for everyone who don't know, Ms. Mendoza is a COVID survivor. So keep that in mind. You know, she has a reason why she wants to make a change in the world. She's a COVID survivor. Our next speaker, a heavy hitter, always have been, always will be, Mr. Jason Matthews.
Hey, thank you, everybody. I'm so glad to be on the Close the Deal show. My name is Jason Matthews. I'm President and CEO of Matthews Financial Insurance Solutions. I'm really excited about being on the call today. I'm about to share my screen real quick and just talk a little bit about myself, my company, and exactly what we do. So Matthews Financial Insurance Solutions, we are a financial advising firm. I started off in the industry in 2004. In the last Great Recession, when there was blood in the streets, companies like Wachovia, Washington Mutual, Bear Stearns were closing their doors. I decided to open up my firm, Matthews Financial Insurance Solutions, in 2009. And what we specialize in is working with people who come across a windfall of money, either through an inheritance, sale of real estate, switch jobs, just retired, or your business grown so much, you try to figure out what to do with those funds, might have some tax issues, might be thinking about what you could possibly do with that. In 2018, I wrote a book, The Age of Self-Reliance. And the reason why I wrote this book, you can get it on Amazon, you can email me, and I can send you a signed copy of it if you email me. And the book is $19.99. But the reason why I wrote this book was I felt like the next financial crisis was going to be a lot bigger than the financial crisis in 2008 and 2009. In 2008 and 2009 was drastic, was the biggest that most of us have ever seen, unless you lived in the Great Depression. And now we're here today where we have millions and millions of businesses that are about to go bankrupt. We have over 40 million people look like they're going to go in eviction, and we have tons of properties going to foreclose. And actually, my prediction was right. And this book was giving people strategies on how they could possibly take advantage of the next downturn. So I'm really excited about this book, because I think more and more as we progress during this COVID-19 financial crisis, it's going to be so important for us to really look at strategies on what we do. And also I'm also part of the $1 Million Roundtable, which puts me in the top 1% of financial advisors throughout the world, which is a huge accomplishment. We're doing a lot of great things in the community. So I'm going to talk to you about not just, I'll skip over this, how you should look at your portfolio and your strategy in the age of COVID. And the way that you look at it is you should look at it that you should have 4 buckets in your portfolio. One of your guaranteed bucket, which is the money you automatically put into it. In return, you get a guaranteed amount of income, which is your Social Security or your pension, if you're lucky to have one. I'm working with quite a few people right now who are getting ready to retire through their own or through their corporation. I was talking to a guy who worked for an oil company out here in the Bay Area, and they're closing the oil company doors, even though they're making a profit due to the current economic situation. So we're helping him plan for early retirement, as all of us want to retire at a certain point. Some of us think we're going to retire later, but sometimes it's not our own well-being, where we have to know how to strategize and pivot during those periods of time. The second bucket we have, I help my clients out with, is the tax deferred bucket, where you come in, you think you have your 401k plan, you have a 403b, you get the money, it's tax deductible. The money grows tax deferred, and when you pull out those funds, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. So what we do is we help you figure out what investment choices should you choose within your 401k plan or your retirement plan, how much you should contribute, and put together a plan for that. Your taxable bucket, which is the tax-free income you get, and also your investment bucket, your stocks, your mutual funds, your bonds. Where should you be investing that money, and what strategies we have for that? And so even though we have that plan, we got to make sure that we do the blocking and tackling. I don't care. I'm a big baseball guy, and I coach baseball. And I always tell the kids, if you can't play catch, you can't play baseball. If you play football, if you can't block, you can't tackle, it doesn't matter how good of a wide receiver, how fast or great your quarterback is, it means nothing. And it's the same thing when we look at our portfolio and our strategies and our planning. So we have to make sure we have a couple things secure. One thing is our emergency funds. Especially right now, we have to have our emergency funds. And during this age of COVID, I've been doing tons of talks. When we talk about emergency funds, what I always tell people is plan out how you want your life to look like within the next 6 to 9 months. And me personally, I'm telling people even further back than that now. I don't think we're going to get out of COVID till March. So I tell people, plan and be on survival mode and figure out how you're going to live until March. Figure out how much money in your savings you have, how much cash flow you have coming in, and where is the gap. After that, I think it's going to be an opportunity of a lifetime for all us small business owners, as commercial properties we already know is going to be on sale for sure. We know retail is going to be, there's going to be equipment. And I think COVID allows the small business owner who've been small, who've been smart about their funds and their strategies to take advantage. Because at one point you was not able to get an employee because they say, hey, this company got a big salary and they got great comps and benefit package. But now people are willing to work for like lower prices than they normally do. So it helps you to get great talent. And so I always tell people that when we look at emergency fund or savings, at the same time, we should be looking at how can we have proper amount of health care, as we hear that, you know, the number one reason people file for bankruptcy is through health care in America. There have been people who have got a $350,000 bill for fighting COVID. At the same time, we need to make sure we have the proper amount of income protection, and making sure if we do get sick, we still have cash, put a roof over our head, the lights on, long-term care planning, and then estate planning. So when I look at strategy for my clients, what you guys should always be looking at is, what are my basic expenses right now? And then what are the luxuries I have that I would like to do, but I don't have to do right now? And I think it's so important. Like, what's my basic expenses? Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? Is it 3,000? Figure out that number. And then what are the luxuries? I would like to do this during this period of time, to buy a new watch or a car, or do this, or pay for my kids' college, but it's not mandatory. So we have to figure out what our luxuries are. But then after that, when we look at retirement planning, we should look at a couple different things. One is, how much, what do I have covering it? And that's when we start to retire, which is our Social Security and our pension. And then if we have a shortfall, our investments should cover that. And then the rest of our money, we should look at it to grow. Now, to answer some of the questions that Terrence had, right now we've been helping a lot of people. We're seeing 40 million people getting laid off. We're working a lot of people who are getting laid off right now, put together. The strategies that I've been doing a lot of, one is our book. Number two thing is we do a weekly email blast. We also do a lot of social media as we've been doing a lot of talks to different associations. I'm a president of a nonprofit because of Urban Financial Services Coalition. I'm also a member, also a volunteer president of an organization called Alzheimer's Services in the East Bay. We're doing a YouTube channel, which you guys can follow, which is Jason Matthews. Our Instagram has also been doing a lot. And then we've been doing a lot of talks and commentaries, meeting with our current clients and their friends about the current financial crisis. If you think it's bad now, it's about to get a lot worse. It's about to be the worst since the Great Depression. Our Congress, president, nobody cannot agree on anything. So you are about to see possibly that extra $600 will not get extended, or $200 within by the end of this week. If you guys do need my information, I do have it up here as well. Thank you, everybody, for this call. Thank you, Terrence, for allowing me to get it. And pick up my book as well for some tips and advice on what you should be doing during the age of, I call the age of self-reliance, where every man and woman and families in it for themselves.
Thank you, Mr. Heavy Hitter. Now, he did go over his time, but I did say early on, as long as you sharing them nuggets and we can eat, that's all that matters. Ms. Zoe Moore, another heavy hitter.
Well, wow, this is a hard crowd to follow. Those presentations, Nina, Louisa, and your energy, Jason, I'm like, where do I sign up to collaborate? That's pretty much the premise of what I do. Zoe Moore, I go by, my real name is Shariga. Zoe's a nickname or an acronym for Zone of Energy. I'm by trade an event planner. But out of event planning, I've become an advocate for the meetings, events, and tourism industry, really looking at BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color, and how they are represented in the industry. I'm currently in Marietta, Georgia, but I'm based, or my business was originally based in Oakland. I started there out of Oak Stop, if you're familiar with Oakland, California. Really, it's a small venue there that is the life and bread of Oakland. A lot of different artists and events go through this venue. And so I'm currently the co-chair of a MPI, Meeting Professionals International Diversity and Inclusion Advisory Committee. So I sit and look at different ways that our committee can help our whole industry implement supplier diversity, representation and leadership, and also eliminating those barriers to entry that prevent BIPOC professionals from upward mobility, whether in their careers or with their businesses. That's by trade what I do. I do a lot of advocacy through webinars, use of LinkedIn, Instagram, really reaching out to people after I read a good article. Like I'm on Forbes right now, reading an article, and I reached out to the individual on LinkedIn, got to talk to you, let's collaborate, see how we can support each other. So that's one way that I reach out. As far as another, you know, we're hustlers as entrepreneurs. We do a little bit of everything. My other trade that I do is a doerpreneur. Don't steal my word, okay? But you can, I don't care. Doerpreneur just speaks to the fact that when it needs to be done, I get it done. You know, if it's photography, I do that. I do Photoshop, I do editing. And then the reason why I do all these things is really to help you. As a small business owner, I feel like we're so heavily inundated on getting our businesses out there. Sometimes we forget about the presentation. In addition to that presentation, the processes, the procedures, the workflow, all those things that are important for getting your message out there has to be clear. And so I work with you to really identify what is your mission and vision, what do you want that to look like, and what is the engagement that you want from your potential customers or clients or your audience. So I do meetings and events, and I do a lot of different other things, and they're all connected because in order to procure your services, I need to know that I can promote you to the global industry. And all of you, no matter what you do, will eventually need a meeting or event, and I'm here to support you. So that's me, quick, short. All my information's in the chat group. Terrence is like my brother, my uncle, my family. I'm just so proud of him. And anything that I can do to support the Close the Deal, I'm here for it.
And she does it quite well. As you can see, those flyers are looking real nice these days. Zoe is the designer of the flyers. Our next speaker, another heavy hitter, Mr. Dwayne Atkins, Jr.
Good afternoon. Can y'all hear me all right? Thumbs up. That's good. These earphones always be tripping. So, but anyhow, my name is Dwayne Atkins, co-founder and executive director of We Lead Ours. We're a youth leadership nonprofit here in Oakland, California. We've been around now for 10 years, 8 months, and I can tell you for sure in March that I had like knots in my stomach. Like, what are you going to do? Your program is direct service. You got kids and families, but COVID's here, all that stuff. So it was just really a time. But I shall say these questions are really great today because we have got through it and we've done some creative things to shift over our mentoring services. But with that being said, our strategic vision is really much partnership. I think everything in the nonprofit business space is partnership. A little bit about me: before starting a nonprofit, I went to get my MBA. And the reason why I went after that degree is because I was good at education, social sciences, but my first job out of college was in the schools, and I was like, I don't want to be a teacher, I don't want to be a counselor. How about I create a program or teach people how to expand their vision? But I was working for a nonprofit, and I think that she wasn't going to promote me. So therefore, I was like, well, I'll pitch and toss and I'll go for it myself. So that's how I ended up drafting up We Lead Ours. It was actually my business proposal, the Language of Leaders Institute at that point in time. And I'm an Oakland native, and I love this space, but I definitely feel like partnerships is always the root of me moving my organization forward. And through developing such strong partnerships and thinking outside the box and being creative, I have now gotten back to get to my passion for why I went to get my MBA, which is business consulting. So this, with COVID in place, I kicked off Time to Dig Deep. So I have a podcast, Time to Dig Deep, and also that's promoting my brand and energy to give back to other individuals that want to start something, thinking about doing something. Just a motivational podcast with me telling my truth through the business space and stuff like that. Question 2. Let's see. So pretty much becoming marketable in this space is really difficult, especially since the Bay Area has a ton of nonprofits. And so you always have to keep your SWOT analysis in place. You want to think about what are you doing that everybody else got going on, and what's that one thing about you that stands out. And y'all gonna be like serious when I say this next part. We started We Love on two $500 donations. The first one was to throw a pop-up event downtown at the layover. Actually, at the layover, we threw a pop-up to introduce people to We Love. And then we got another $500 for a teacher sponsored the kids that they was like, Dwayne, he needs to be in your summer camp. And we've never been federally funded. So we have not had our own RFP in the whole 10 years existence of being a nonprofit organization. We have strictly developed corporate partnerships, community giving, small scale fundraisers, and programs that charge from zero to affordable price. And when I say affordable price, typically our summer camp is 5 weeks long. We're going to do summer camp this year. And the earliest I'm there is 7. The latest I'm leaving is 6. And you only pay $550 to participate if you can't do it. So anybody with kids know that you can't beat that price nowhere, right? So thinking outside the box and keeping the community that we're trying to serve at play. And I grew up in the hood, so I believe that if we all trying to go to the movies, you got $5, you got $3, you got $2, you don't have nothing, we got you. So I try to keep that in place whenever I'm doing any type of youth development program. And I don't try to put in place where you're dealing with families that may be making 6 figures. I don't know if they're renting, owning stuff. So I try to keep that fair too, because I recognize how expensive the Bay Area costs. So partnership, that's just the biggest thing with everything that I do marketing wise. Also joining city level commission. So I'm a commissioner for the city of Oakland for Parks. I'm also on the board of directors for Oakland Parks and Recreation, a retired board member from Keep Oakland Beautiful, and also I'm on Title VI Environmental Justice Advisory Commission for BART. So these things, I don't feel like it's taking me away from my org. So they're good places to partner because we do a lot of stuff in the green space. We do a lot of stuff on public transit. So all of the different things that I partner in, they allow me to expand my circle of friends. And when you expand your circle of friends in these boards and on these broader levels, you bring in more awareness to your cause. What I noticed when I first joined the board of directors to Keep Oakland Beautiful was that simply when we were sitting around the table and we're planning activities, they like, we need to partner with a nonprofit organization. Dwayne, can we partner with yours? I'm like, sure. The reason why I said that because I was the only nonprofit business there that was on a community scale, also from Oakland, also Black. And so recognizing that those are strengths in this space and when you're sitting around the table. So you end up doing things like that. You bring more resources to your organization. The earned media capital that I got off of being on the board of Keep Oakland Beautiful was tremendous. It's so great that now I can actually text message some people that are working for ABC and other places like, I need you to put this on your website. Do you think you can do this? Can you possibly get me in here and stuff like that? So that's great media capital. I remember the first time that I got the opportunity to go on the news and talk about one of Keep Oakland Beautiful projects. They didn't tell me to wear a Keep Oakland Beautiful shirt, so I wore a shirt that said "We Lead Art." That's branding. Sure enough, through that, our org ended up getting on the Eco Company on Fox, and so our summer camp was highlighted on there doing something partnership. And I had friends from Louisiana who I went to school with, like, Dwayne, we just seen your organization on TV. So those things have been truly amazing. And learning how to do mentoring in the era of COVID. So we've shifted everything over to mentoring in the digital space. So this summer we launched our social media digital marketing interns because we normally have a WeTernship for high schoolers and college kids. So we have 3 young people that serving as interns for us right now in the digital media space. They got to work on a ton of great things this summer so far. They worked on a joint venture with the Open Promise, the youth-led town hall. My young people participated in that, helped organize that. We organized a careers and trades webinar with WebCore this past Saturday. So that was awesome. We have our rapid fire mentoring sessions on IG Live. So you can follow us at Mentoring on the Fly. Every Wednesday we have a different type of rapid fire mentoring session. Either it's a professional or it's one of the young people, and we're coaching them on public speaking, impromptu speaking, because we got to get used to doing this camera thing a lot. And we also have our We the Scenario podcast. Our young folks, they got to interview Mayor Libby Schaaf, one of the greatest highlights. Also, Councilwoman Letitia Clark out of Orange County, so they interviewed her. They got to speak with a ton of doctors from all over the place. And the beautiful thing about this is the people that come in on the We the Scenario podcast is very multicultural. So it's really producing that career exploration piece and showing folks of color, people that look like them throughout different workspaces, male, female, African American for sure, because I think it's just so important. And that's the one thing that really allowed WeLo to stand out, because my research was already geared towards career exploration. And so before other nonprofits got hold to it, we had already joined forces with Google, Caltrain, BART, and other places, which allowed us to do so many great things on starting an org with $500, not having any federal funding. And our programs now include Mentoring on the Fly, the Bay Area Seminole Sports Program, Camp, Language of Leaders Institute, After School Leadership and Sports Programs, We the Scenario Podcast, and we have a partnership with the Oakland Unified School District, where we do substance use harm reduction. I hope that I captured all of that. I was trying to put it all in there. This was kind of fun. No, that's not kind of fun. This was real fun. I didn't know if I was going to get all the questions. Thanks again, Terrence, for always having me on the show. I'm really proud of you, seeing you grow, and I'm excited for you. Keep up the great work, and I love hearing from all of you wonderful individuals.
Thank you, Dwayne. Absolutely. We want to keep people here. We want to share them nuggets. Miss Rasheen Sharma, you are up next. Rashima, there you go. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Terrence, we need a bigger platform to accommodate all the technical needs, right?
Okay.
So thankful again to be a part of this show, and I see a couple of familiar faces. So I will not take too much of time. I'm here to share a very exciting news, and I'm looking for a meaningful collaboration for all the industry experts and business coaches and the teachers and the mentors, and bring it all in. I'm ready here to share with the world your expertise into a very exciting project. And let me share my screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So as you all of you know, I'm Rashmi Sharma. I'm an MBA, and I work with businesses to help them in their different sort of business process innovation needs. And I'm a founder of Team Together, and I'll talk about it in a bit. These are my credentials. I have my MBA degree from USU, and currently I'm pursuing my entrepreneurship and innovation degree from Stanford. And beside that, I hold a pre-doctoral degree in sociology and do lots of research and teaching. So my strategic vision is teaching is an act of leadership, and to become a teacher or to teach anybody or to be a coachable, you need to communicate, and that is the key part of my strategic vision. The other thing which I would like everybody to know about what I offer business process innovations and optimizations. If you are looking to run your company on bare minimum resources, I'm the person who can help you to cut your cost, overheads, and keep your cash flow in positive. Okay, and then I'm in a process of getting my gold standard executive coach certification from International Coach Federation, ICF, and I also work with people to help them their digital branding. Since I come from a sociology and psychology brand, I understand the customer needs. So here comes the exciting part. This is a organization I have just formed. This is called Teens Together. So everybody in leadership, since I did my MBA in leadership, people are talking about leaders as entrepreneurs, as a business person, as a woman, businessman, businesswoman. I'm not talking about any of these because I want to work for future. I'm working and going to teach leadership and business skills to teens. So this is platform where I need all of your expertise and help to make it successful and to nurture our future citizens and leaders so we can have a better community and a better society in future. We have seen lots of things going on in recent past, and I'm sure nobody is very happy about it, and we want to improve. And how we can improve? By nurturing and sowing the right seeds, and that's what my commitment is. I'm gonna use my teaching experiences, my leadership skills, my MBA to nurture the future generation to become a more responsible citizen and a successful leader, and they can lead us to a successful future. And that is my vision, and this is the first episode of this international webinar series, which I am going to hold on 10th of August at 6 to 7 p.m. PST or 9 to 10 p.m. EST, and all the informations how to register. It's a free event. There is no charges for it. The only thing I'm giving it to you is my commitment and my time and my passion for teaching and my passion for nurturing leaders. So all the informations are right here on this slide. Anybody can ask me if they really want their teens and their family and friends to attend this, and how I'm gonna do that. What it takes to build a relationship with teens. We have to make this relationship human. We have to educate them. We have to stabilize them physically and emotionally, and we have to offer them something. We cannot just throw the words expectation to them, rather than giving them something concrete, tangible, so they can build their future upon. And the giving should be organic. I'm not going to talk about find your why, find your passion, find your 3 P's or 4 P's. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to deliver the right skills to become a successful human being, a successful citizen. And the best part of it is it's free. I'm not going to charge anything for this webinar or for this entire project. And these are my contact information. Anybody can call me, connect me. I'm there on LinkedIn, and I will be happy to take from there. And I would like to connect with all the business experts and innovators, coaches, to share their expertise with the young generation to nurture our future generation as a complete whole package of good citizens where we all thrive together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Miss Brittany Smith.
That would be me. Hello, everybody. I am Brittany Smith, as Terrence just said. I'm going to try to share my screen. I am a Zoom expert. I am not a GoToMeeting expert. So let's see. I'm going to, here we go. I think I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, we got slides. Okay. So my name is Brittany Smith of Brittany Smith Creative Company. And I am your creative graphic designer and web designer and brand strategist. And I'm here to help you get your brand to the next level. And I'm actually going to minimize this so you can see me and the slide. Okay, there we go. So that's what I do. And I provide creative solutions for entrepreneurs, small business owners, corporations, by any way of branding. So your visual branding, your print branding, your website, your creative content, and your brand strategy as well. And so that's what I do for my clients. So the strategic vision of my company is to be a one-stop shop for my clients. So if you need a flyer, if you need a logo, a website, social media graphics, ideas on how to structure your services, ideas on what kinds of products you should offer, ideas for catchy names for your next event, I am your girl, because ideas are what I do. And I do them, again, creatively and more so visually, but that's what I love to do. So I'm going to try to run through this because I love what I do. And so I tend to talk a lot about what I do. But I wanted to really serve you guys on this platform today. So I want to give you two main strategies that really helped me to level up during COVID-19. So my first strategy, this has been my most powerful strategy since I started my business 6 or 7 years ago, is to under-promise and over-deliver, period. If you love what you do, your commitment will attract the coins. My clients always walk away with more than what they ask for. And this is why it's important for you to love what you do. And over-delivering isn't intentional in terms of me trying to be extra, but it's intentional because I love what I do and I naturally go over the top for my clients. And so I want you to implement that strategy for your business as well. You want to try to under-promise and over-deliver. So someone may come to me for a flyer, but because I know that that flyer has a specific purpose, and I make sure that I will give it to them in multiple formats. So I'll make you a flyer for, let's say, for printing, but I'll also make you a version for social media. And I'll also make you a version for your email group, right? Because I know that that's what you need to be the most successful. And then in addition to that, you might not know how to word what you want to put on your flyer. And so I will help you with your copywriting. I'll help you with creating that content. And I do all of these things because I love what I do. My job is to make you look good and to take what you might not feel is as creative and make it something that you're proud of, that you can present to the rest of the world. All right. So that's my first strategy. Strategy number 2, build a team ASAP. I cannot stress this enough. And this is something that really was birthed out of COVID-19. COVID-19 really forced me to create a team around what I'm doing, because right now what I'm doing is hot. Okay. What I'm doing is hot in terms of everybody's online. Everybody needs a website. Everybody needs social media graphics. Everybody needs email writing. Everybody needs content writing. Everybody needs what I'm doing. And so I had to build a team so that I can serve better because I'm supported. I'm able to delegate things that I would normally be tied up doing. I hate doing the administrative stuff. And so you need to know what you're good at, and you need to know what you can delegate to make your business the most effective. If you can't already tell, in addition to my creating things, I also love to teach. And so I want you guys to take this away as a major takeaway for your business, for your brand. Build a team so that you can do what you do best, right? I built the team. I have the administrative person who does the admin. I have a brand stylist who styles me. That's why I look cute today, because I have a stylist on my team. I have someone who manages my social media so that all I have to worry about is creating. All I have to worry about is making your flyers, making your social media graphics, designing your website. I can focus on the work that I was born and built to do because I built a team. So if you want to serve people to the utmost, get yourself a team, okay? Get yourself a team. So this is where I want to help you. How can I help you? I am offering a free brand exam. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to review your website. I'm going to review your social media pages and your content. I'll review your PowerPoints, whatever you're using right now for your business, and I will do it for the free, right? And because I want to help you better what you're doing. And so how this works is you're just going to visit BritneySmithCreative.com, fill out the little form, and schedule your appointment. And what we'll do is in a 20-minute session, it's just 20 minutes of your time, I'm going to offer you up to 3 recommendations on how to make your branding more appealing to your audience. The young lady that went before me said she's speaking to teens. So your branding has to represent teens. If they're going to be the ones that are viewing your content, you want to make sure that it looks like something a teenager would be interested in, right? So that's just an example of what kind of feedback I can give you for your business. All right. So I have my a couple of my team members are on here right now, so they're going to be able to drop into the chat our connect points on social media. BrittanySmithCreative.com is my website, and then on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, it's Brittany Smith Creative. And I'm going to pull this other screen back up because I can't see if Terrence gave me the minute markers. I can just go on and on and on.
Jewels. As long as you dropping jewels and nuggets, people are staying and they want to eat. Go ahead.
Very good. I got one more thing that I want to share with you. As you are faring in this pandemic and you are digitizing your business, I want you to think of your clients first. I think Nina was talking about this when she went, talking about knowing what your people need, right? So if I'm selling something, but I know that my clients are in a space where they were hit really badly by the pandemic, I want to create products and services that are going to lend themselves to serving those people. So if I have business owners that have been hit by the pandemic and their doors were closed, but they're still trying to stay afloat, I'm going to create some kind of package that's going to assist them in keeping their business present online. So you want to make sure as your brand that you are showing up as a brand who cares, first and foremost. People don't want to know what you can do until they know how much you care. And so that's something that has definitely served me in the midst of this pandemic. And it applies to every business. Anybody that serves anything, think of your clients first and ask yourself, will they care about this product in the midst of their need, in the midst of their situation? Right? So that's me. I'm Brittany M. Smith. Like I said, I can go on and on and on because I love what I do. I love helping people level up in their businesses from a visual and a creative standpoint. If you need ideas, I'm your girl, Brittany M. Smith. Make sure you sign up on BrittanySmithCreative.com for your free brand exam. There's no strings attached. You're going to give me your information. I'm going to look at it, and I'll give you some nuggets to help you level up, and that's it. So if you want to work with me, again, my information is in the chat, and I'm super happy to be here. Thank you, Terrence, for this opportunity on the Close the Deal show.
Absolutely. Two things keep in mind. One, Brittany, can you remove your PowerPoint? Two, go to the Close the Deal show business page on LinkedIn, and you can see an actual video of Brittany and the actual work she does, and you'll learn more about the content. Watch that video, and I reassure you, as long as you're a part of the Close the Deal, you will find a way in closing one. Our next speaker is Jaleel Kay.
Hi. Sorry, I was attacked by a flying beast right before. Okay, so hi, my name is Jaleel Kay, and I am the CEO of the Indigo Door Project. That is a nonprofit that serves one-parent families. We're trying to create a housing network. So how this became to be was that I myself was a single mother who had become homeless. I had just had a baby, and I was holding my little one and my 3-year-old with me in the basement of a family member's home out in some state that I had never even lived in or been in, and just wondering, what was going to happen next. And so from that, all the needs I had, the isolation, I felt very blessed to be helped by my family member. But at the same time, I was, again, constantly alone in a basement with my 2 little babies. So from that came the idea for the Indigo Door Project. When I wanted to escape mentally, I would imagine the home that we would have one day. I would imagine the big windows and this beautiful big blue door that made all of my neighbors want to come and visit me and talk with me and share their dreams. And so from that came the idea for the Indigo Door Project. So what we do is we search out tax lien properties and any of the other properties, donated properties even from, maybe a family member passed away and they just did not want to maintain that house and they'd like to donate it for a tax benefit. Instead, we revitalize those homes, make them suitable for a family with 1 to up to 4 children, and we then provide it as a rental. We also, once they're financially stable, they've been working with the organization for a while, we will also go in and have houses that we have for sale at a much lower market value. It's very hard. Oh, I'm out of Oklahoma. So it's very hard to find a house here for under $100,000 that is livable a lot of the time. So we want to provide a 4-bedroom house for $100,000, 3-bedroom, $90,000, so on and so forth, so that they can have that piece of dream and have that place of security from which to grow and prosper and be the best parent that they can be. So we work with single mothers, single fathers, and we also connect them to the community, because remember I said I felt very isolated. So to give them as much support as possible, to give them a stake in conformity, we like to have events that they can help with. We do neighbor-to-neighbor events, and that program, which we're writing up right now, is to help grandparents raising grandchildren with small home fixes. So maybe a window broke or they need something fixed in their apartment. We bring a group of volunteers from the community that lives around them to help fix that. So we have quite a few things in the making. We're working on 501c status right now, and so that's us in a nutshell. So problems I've solved. Well, for me, oh, I skipped a question. Okay, so what do I do to make myself and my business more marketable? Well, authenticity. I work on my personal authenticity, because the thing is, the story only goes so far. They need to see that I care, and they need to see that my heart is for them, especially with a lot of the single fathers as well. And we will be doing some reentry things for non-custodial parents, because we're trying to prevent child homelessness. And with that comes, let's say that the father also needs housing. Well, when they go visit dad, well, where are they staying? Are they at a grandparent's house? Are they at a girlfriend's house? And we want a place of security for the child no matter where they go. So for that reason, we help non-custodial or non-primary parents as well. So developing that authenticity, being willing to talk, being willing to share, and being willing to support. So the next thing, solving problems. So look, when I need something, I make it. So if I need a website, I make a website. Especially with COVID, I'm in the house a lot. I hate doing paperwork. I hate all of those monotonous things that tend to drag the creative mind down. I hate them all. So what I do is, like, I've just been sitting here in front of the computer making documents for 501c. And then if someone else gets in touch with me as well, I'll make something for them too. Why not? So that's how I solve problems. I need it, I make it. And then let's see. So how can I be of service? Well, you tell me. If I just need to be another ear, another opinion, that one last opinions before you pull the trigger on something, and you just want to hear what one other person has to say, well, I'm here to listen. Listening is what I do. My background is in counseling and case management and, community service and all that kind of stuff. So let's see, what else? Contact information. So how you can contact me, we are on Facebook at Indigo Door Project. We have a website, indigodoorproject.com, and our email, indigodoorproject@gmail.com. And that's all for me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Carla Rocha.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I swear I feel like my PowerPoint is going to piggyback off Rashmi and Brittany, because as I was hearing them speak, I was just like, I feel like we got together last night and just kind of have a similar presentation to some extent. But my name is Carla Rocha. I do HR and operations. I'm currently with the company I'm with. We're not sure if we're going to start back up, because we were actually in the process of a joint venture. So they did extend some time off to me, since I do have a little one, which has been exciting in itself. And nevertheless, I have been brainstorming on exactly what I want to do when it comes to my personal website and expand upon the branding. So I will definitely be connecting with Brittany on that in the near future. But I do want to share my screen, and let me see if this works. Let me see. I have to toggle out of this one.
You see the 3 dots in the corner?
Yes. So go there and switch to desktop.
There you go. We should let you. It doesn't indicate yet.
It says, are you sure you want to switch to the desktop version of GoToMeeting?
Okay.
Is that right?
Correct.
I don't think.
It should say.
Is that right?
Yeah, it should say screen at the bottom, correct?
Yeah, at the bottom. Well, actually, on my when I'm looking at it, okay, your entire screen wants to share the content. Okay, yes, share. But for some reason, it's not letting it. Oh, there it goes. Hold on. Share. So now let me toggle over and see if it's possible. There we go. So can everybody see this?
We're about to. Yes, we can.
Success tips?
Yes, it did. There.
Okay. Well, I did do a pre-recording of it, so hopefully it all works out. If not, I'll chime in. But I wanted to be mindful of the time, so let's do this. My path or success tips, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So if you guys can just confirm you could hear it, I'd appreciate it.
My path, as far as my success tips for everyone, would be that communication. Communication is, in my personal observation, is the #1 area that everyone can continue to expand upon or improve. Whether you are working in a business, operating your own business, or trying to get business, the one constant is communication. I would recommend a book that I found was a good read, is titled Crucial Conversations. And again, I just believe that communication is going to be what can make or break an opportunity in business. And again, even when it comes to opportunities to network or volunteer, you want to just always be clear on your communication. Which brings us to the next topic, which is networking. Never shy away from an opportunity to network. Platforms such as this one, spearheaded by Terrence McRae and sponsored by Nina Taylor, that has us here today networking. Even though that's virtually, you never know who you are going to meet, who will be your next lead or your next business partner, mentor, or friend. Networking has been very rewarding for me. I have received 90% of my consulting business from networking. Do not get discouraged. Networking and building relationships take time. Sometimes opportunities are not immediate, and when you least expect them, they will surprise you. In addition to communication, networking, something else that I found is very key and I'm very passionate about is volunteering. Give back. I am a philanthropist at heart. Life events have paused my prior very active engagement with philanthropy. However, when you volunteer, there is also the opportunity to meet other philanthropists with similar backgrounds, all while promoting the good for others and helping others. So you never know when your next opportunity is going to come for you. It could be, you're out on a hike and you meet somebody and there's an opportunity that arises out of that. So those are my success tips as far as the 3 key areas that I believe are critical in expanding your business, getting business, and I just simply ask.
Yes.
Ask, how can I be of service to you? Be creative on your approach when you market yourself and your business. Can you afford to work on a project to promote yourself and then expand on that, perhaps in exchange for a referral for a job well done? While serving on the Women's Leadership Council for the Arrowhead United Way, there was an opportunity, and I asked about creating the marketing pamphlet for the group. I saw the need, and I just simply asked. My former CEO said that it would be a challenge getting these high-ranking professional women who generally have a very serious disposition to take a lively picture. Her vision was for me to execute a lively picture. I accomplished that by meeting with each lady individually, sharing the vision, and voila. Sometimes you have to let the individual spark shine through which sets you apart. Because at the end of the day, each individual is unique, and each individual wants to give back to the community. These ladies love mentoring, and that is what I wanted to shine through, in addition to the vision. So don't forget to ask. A little about me. My motto, fail to plan, plan to fail. No vision or strategy that I have does not have a plan. It's important to continue learning. It's important to take opportunities that will challenge you. And it's also important to never say no. If you feel that you are as prepared as you're going to be for a challenge, then you should take that opportunity. Again, continue to educate yourself in your field, or take the opportunity to expand upon that. I like to view obstacles and problems as opportunities. Right now, it's important that you have a business continuity plan for yourself. Right now, the pandemic is creating an unknown. I would recommend focusing on what you can control versus what you cannot. I know that's easier said than done, for I actually spent a year in a leadership coaching development program so that I would be able to understand certain things. And one of those things that I had the light finally go off was at the end of the year was that I can't focus on what I can't control. So I like to take certain strides in 30, 60, 90-day goal increments. I also like to apply the SMART method. And that way you can be successful in whatever that vision or strategy is that you have. But the important thing is that you just never stop and that you never stop learning.
So my contact information is here on display, and I network with a lot of individuals, and a lot of them happen to be in leadership roles, and oftentimes they need an assistance with an audit so that they don't bog down their actual HR manager or whatever manager it is that they have. Oftentimes companies don't want to or look at the opportunity of somebody that's not in-house coming in, find that that training is better received because it's, you know, it's somebody from the outside, not their same HR person or supervisor beating it down in their head that these things have to be done a certain way. So it's always nice to have that flexibility. I actually do that myself when I'm in the middle of doing a million things in a company. I often will outsource some of the trainings that I have, just because I feel that that tends to be a little bit, my audience, my employees will receive it slightly better. So that's me in a nutshell.
Well, thank you, Carla. Our next speaker is Caitlin.
Hi, it's an honor to be here. Everyone's presentation has been so impressive so far. So tough acts to follow for sure. Okay, let me know if you can see this. Can everyone see it? Awesome. Okay, so hi, my name is Katie, and I'm a high school student and a Bay Area native who has volunteered and worked in many diverse fields, everything from marketing to music and film. I've dabbled in at some point, but I've really enjoyed volunteering for nonprofits and organizations promoting sustainable development goals. As a young person and knowing that this planet is going to be like inherited to us, I think it's very important to get involved. And so again, this is a little bit more about what I do professionally. I'm on the business development team at Humanitrack, and I do marketing, graphic design at Crowd Doing, and I'm currently an intern at Shuffle. So strategies for making yourself more marketable. As a high school student without a college degree, a high school degree, much less a college degree, it's kind of hard to get into jobs to begin with. So I found that seeking mentors and opportunities is just always a good idea. I'm piggybacking on Carla's presentation, but just networking and communicating and never burning any bridges. It's essential. Furthermore, resumes and cover letters, just making everything as perfect as possible is a really good step. And I think giving back what you learn is also really great to grow a community and also grow yourself. Obviously, like volunteering is a very rewarding experience. I think we hear that all the time, but not a lot of people really realize how much self-growth you get from it. And so even if you don't have much time, like with COVID, it's been tough for everyone. There's been layoffs. It feels like you're literally isolated from the world, but there's so many virtual opportunities to volunteer with 501c3s that could really use your expertise. And I found this too when I was working an internship last year at Code Tenderloin in LinkedIn. I did a project on homelessness prevention and ways to promote equity, and I was able to present it at City Hall for London Breed and the Homelessness Coalition, and I got a certificate from that, and that really helped me grow professionally, because before that I was just afraid to present, period. I got a little bit of stage fright, the whole kind of like shaking before presentation, but overcoming that has helped me really well professionally and also personally. So just about a problem I helped solve under COVID was at one nonprofit I work at, Humanitrack, where we're trying to make information about COVID accessible. And it's international. So it's kind of hard to make this information very, make it resonate with countries when a lot of the innovations are done in specific areas. So to do this, we need to build a really diverse team. So part of my work at Humanitrack has been with outreach and just talking to different university career service departments worldwide and lifting diverse volunteers and diverse voices. And so how can I be of service? I'm happy to connect with everyone and anyone. It's always good to have another set of eyes on resumes, cover letters, CVs. And as a teenager who's had to navigate virtual learning and different, like finding jobs, working, volunteering, I'm willing to help out with anyone. If you know any teens who are looking for jobs, if you have any children or siblings or cousins or whatever, I'm always here to help with finding opportunities and just personal growth and professional growth. So feel free to contact me. And let's work together. So here's my email and here's my LinkedIn. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So you know who will be our spokesperson when we have the Young Entrepreneur Program. Our next speaker is Brandon Reilly.
Hey everyone, good to be back. And thank you again, Terrace, for having me back on the show. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right. Is that visible? Good? Okay, cool. So again, my name is Brendan Reilly. I'm part of a company called GNOT Software that I'm actually the founder of, and my role in that company is marketing and vision. We are an insurtech agency that's working to figure out ways of improving the ways that small businesses buy insurance, and also partnering with other agencies to help them improve their ways of allowing people to buy insurance by giving them technology that is really well made, cost effective, and easy to use. A lot of the problems that we're facing these days have to do with problems. And certainly one of the things that I started out with when I actually started down this path was looking at this as more of a way of how do I start a business versus how do I solve other people's problems. So it flows right into this question that Terrence asked, which is how do I make myself and my business more marketable? The best advice I was ever given was do not focus on the money first. Focus on a problem that somebody is trying to solve and solve it, and then look to how to make that sort of a thing sustainable. So if there was anything that I ever go out and look to do, or anything that anybody else ever goes out and looks to do, the critical thing is to always remember at the end of the day, what problem are you solving, who are you solving it for, and how are you solving it better than others are solving it. If you can do that, you're going to be extremely marketable. The big problem that's come around with COVID for me is that I've seen a continued drift towards an environment where we see a lot of tension between larger companies and smaller companies, which is one of the reasons why we're really interested in working with small businesses and small agencies to make this system more efficient. I am highly concerned about the changes that are happening in our country as far as equality and stuff is concerned. I want to see people feel more equal despite any kind of factors. One of the big ones being their financial situation. Technology is an amazing tool that's come around to allow us to equalize that playing field. So my goal right now is to make insurance as simple and cheap as possible for small businesses, so they're not spending extra capital on us, more that they're spending capital on building their businesses and helping their employees to start their lives. The best ways I can be of service, I am absolutely happy to speak with any small businesses to help them to build out their insurance plans as far as their insurance is concerned. I'm also happy to speak with agencies that are trying to help out these small businesses as well. I think we can succeed together through this use of technology. I also love networking, as a couple of people have mentioned. So I'm always happy to connect, to talk about anything that may be on your mind, and to strategize as to how we get through this situation with COVID and move towards a better future. This is my contact information, which I will also post in the chat. And that's everything I got today.
Thank you, Mr. Reilly. Our last speaker and major supporter, as well as heavy hitter from Pony Insurance and Farmers Insurance, Ms. Sophia Pony.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Terrence, for having me on the show. Always a pleasure to be here. And, just kudos to everybody. I really enjoyed all your presentations, and especially all the energy. So my name is Sophia Pony. I'm with Pony Insurance Agency. I'm the CEO and owner of my own insurance agency through Farmers, which is wonderful. My strategic vision is always to give back to my community, to educate my clients, to educate my community. I'm a strong supporter of the reentry population and to educate them about life insurance. I came from Eastside San Jose. We are underprivileged in that area, and Black and Brown communities, we just didn't know about generational wealth, how to acquire life insurance that accrues cash value, how to use that money and do something else with it, build businesses, give it to our kids to go to college, things like that. So that's my strategic vision. That's just my passion that I love to educate. I'm blessed that I understand and know about insurance. I look at it as a standpoint of protecting your assets not just a bill like a cable bill or a phone bill. It's something that we really need to understand how insurance works and why we need it. Not just looking at, a price gun or the cheapest that's out there, because what are we protecting? And that's what insurance is for. So let me get to some of these questions that Terrence likes to ask us. Some of the strategies that I have done for my business and make it self-marketable, or make myself marketable through the business, is I've been volunteering time, first of all, which of course, like I say, you have to give back to your community whenever you're in any type of position that you're able to. It's always great to give back. And so I have, shared some of my time on Saturday and volunteered to, an organization in Oakland where we were helping pass out free food on a Saturday to, a really underprivileged community there in Oakland, and just doing a Saturday cookout for them. That was fun and great. And or even handing out, what was it called? The voter registrations, making sure that every vote counts, and educating our community again. Just that it's not about presidential elections. It's community. It's in your neighborhood. It's on a lower level, and just understanding that Black and brown votes are really needed, and giving money. When you have your own business and you have some extra capital, share the wealth. That's the number one thing. And so I have been able and blessed again to help with some local community organizations like All of Us or None, who is huge in the reentry population. And when they're coming out from prisons, where are they going? And so my money was helping to help them, the guys or the population, to have some type of housing. If they couldn't go into transitional housing because of COVID-19, they were able to stay in a hotel for a couple weeks that my donation funded. Also, New Hope for Youth, which is in San Jose, from my my stomping grounds, and those guys, just helping them get diapers, food, whatever they can, because they help with the youth that's out there, helping them make sure that they finish high school. So because they're not in school right now, and they weren't in school back in March, that money helped them to get some educational resources. So I was really happy to do that. Doing webinars. I love talking about money and wealth, and I have done some financial literacy webinars through DeFi and ARC. Again, those are reentry organizations that help with the prison population, and offering free reviews. So I do that for anybody. So everybody has insurance: home, auto, renters, life, business. Everybody here is an entrepreneur. You all need small business insurance. And a lot of us, because of COVID-19, you've had to maybe shift. You were working for a business before, and now your niche is something that you can market yourself and get your own business. So now you're a consultant, nonprofit organization. So I do reviews, whether you're with me or not, whether I can't beat the price, if that's what it comes to. I'm going to offer my services and give you my suggestions and say, hey, that's great that you're with so-and-so, but talk to them about this, because this is really big. And maybe they haven't told you about these certain coverages that you really need, that are really important. So just, doing all that type of services. And then my free giveaway that I did a few weeks ago. So we had a winner. What's her name? And, we gave away
her name is Dominique, and she will be contacting you.
That's right. So Dominique, she won, she was in the entry, and she won that 32-inch free TV, and that's just how I promote myself. And of course, being on the Close the Deal show, networking with all you wonderful people is how I promote my brand, myself, and things like that. And then also hiring a telemarketer, Ronell Walker. And so, of course, being huge with the reentry population, I've hired him, knowing through Terrence as well. So, just doing all of those kind of things is how I promote myself. I'm on social media, whatever way I can, flyers, being out in the community, helping businesses, buying from small businesses, even if they're not with me, and just talking to them about their business insurance. So that's there's so many ways to market yourself out here. Problems that I solved with my business under COVID-19. And so one of the things that I had to address was everybody's on a budget right now. And everybody, they're going through all their bills and they're looking, what do I cut back on? And I get a lot of calls about auto insurance because nobody's driving as much as they used to. And if they're, you know, we're here in Silicon Valley, a lot of the IT clients that I have are at home. They're going to be home till next year. So they're calling me saying, hey, Sophia, what do I do? Like, I'm not driving 13,000 miles anymore. I'm barely driving my car. We're barely going to the grocery store. So I'm talking to them, but in the meantime, I'm still getting more business in. And so hiring a telemarketer, just like Brittany was saying, I hate doing administration stuff too. So I got a telemarketer. He's learning all that stuff. Like, answer the phone. I don't want to do it. You know, I'm quoting businesses. I'm talking about life insurance. I'm talking about your retirement, how we saving money. He can answer the phone about, you know, what do you need? We're going to help you. So, you know, that has really helped solve my business under COVID-19. That's how I address it. I hired somebody, which is wonderful. How can I be of service to anyone on this webinar today? Everybody needs insurance. So whether you're a small business owner, like I said, whether you're a consultant, you have a nonprofit organization, Farmers is wonderful with that. Personal, of course, your home, your auto, your life insurance, your renters. I can talk to you about retirement planning, annuities. I can do it all. And if I can't find it through Farmers, I came from a brokerage, so I can get somewhere else, you know, and I will find somebody that will get you insured because everybody needs to be insured. I will help you find it if I can't, if it's about price, whatever, you know, hopefully you want to work with me because you can see how passionate I am. I really care about people. That's my main thing. I want to make sure that you're insured correctly. What I also tell people is that I'm an asset protector. I'm your asset risk manager, because if you get in an accident, we're talking about liability issue. We're talking about your livelihood. We want to make sure that your assets are protected. So talk to me before an attorney talks to you and wants your declaration of assets to see how much they can sue you for. So my name is Sophia Pony. I am the CEO and owner of Pony Insurance Agency with Farmers Insurance. I'm local. I'm here in the Bay Area. I am licensed in the whole state of California. You can call me. You can call Ronell. He has his business card. You know, he's out there marketing as well. So, you know, give us a call. My information is in the chat link. I did it early on. So just scroll up and you'll find me. If not, just look for me on any social media platform. I'm on Facebook. I have Pony Insurance Agency. I'm on LinkedIn. You know, I'm out there. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Terrence.
Thank you, Sophia. Before we close any more deals, today's sponsor is Nina Taylor. She is the founder and CEO of The Sweet Faith, specializing in hospitality services for clients needing temporary housing, and she consults real estate companies entering into the short-term housing market to generate ongoing revenue. After 20 years in property management and corporate housing, she decided to take her skills and create a quality boutique style service that offers clients to feel like they are always a top priority when needing temporary home. Clients range from entrepreneurs, small business startups, faith-based organization, and minority executives. Service range from securing short-term housing, assisting with furnished apartments, projects, and hospitality programs depending on the brand the client is creating. Her goal is to make whatever the service housing need is, that it will be met by herself of her network of industry leaders, so every client is treated with the proper service they deserve. If you are looking to be on the Close the Deal show, network not just once, not just twice, but more than one time, I can provide you a registration link where you become a member or seek to be a sponsor. Okay? You can reach the Close the Deal show at theclosethedealshow@gmail.com. If you would like to watch any reruns of the Close the Deal show, whether you're in the Bay or in Los Angeles, you can watch the Close the Deal show on any Amazon Fire Stick. Just type in Pasadena Media and look at any pre-recorded shows. I have some new shows from the Close the Deal Show Business Network webinar series on the YouTube channel. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're in San Francisco, if you would like to watch the Close the Deal Show, you can watch it every Monday night locally on cable Comcast channel 29, or you can streamline it anywhere in the world every Monday night at 8:30, 29 period SFC period TV. And if you in LA, you can watch the Close the Deal Show on Spectrum Cable channel 32, 36, AT&T UVerse channel 99. But also, like I said, please subscribe and like on the Close the Deal Show on YouTube, and comment on your favorite episode. But if you have any comments, please give those comments back to me, because you'll be all receiving a survey of today's webinar. So your feedback is very important in improving. And if you know anyone that is looking to promote their brand, looking for a platform, we do have a sponsorship package. Reach out to me ASAP. If you don't have my number, it's 510-604-3772, 510-604-3772. Take good care, everyone, and don't forget, find the right connection and close the deal. Looking forward to hearing from you.